Joined now by New Jersey Democratic Senator Cory Booker. Senator, you obviously have Newark Airport, which is crucial in nationwide air travel. I flew in there just over the weekend. In your home state, what's the latest information you have on how staffing there may or may not be impacted?
Well, I think right now it's going smoothly. I've been checking in on it throughout the day. But this is where Donald Trump is driving us. Years we have not had a government shutdown because Democrats and Republicans have come to the table and done things in a negotiated fashion. The House of Representatives has been out for weeks, and Donald Trump has said time and time again that we should just capitulate to his will. He controls the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. Well, we really need to come to the table and do something about what Democrats are demanding, which is to deal with this healthcare crisis we're in, where Americans are seeing their premiums about to double, where because of what he's done to Medicaid, millions are going to lose their health insurance. We've got to do something to help Americans and their pain points and how they're suffering. We should not be having this shutdown. We simply need a president that's willing to work in a bipartisan fashion.
You showed this video earlier. It was put out by Homeland Security. It's highly produced, very slick. It posted by Secretary Kristi Noem, shows the huge ICE raid last week on a Chicago apartment building. I mean, it looks like an action film. As you know, families, including children, were forced outside, zip-tied, a Black Hawk helicopter hovering overhead. What do you make of what is happening in Chicago and the way this administration is portraying it?
I mean, this should appall all Americans. When you say people were zip-tied, those were American citizens that were zip-tied, American children that were zip-tied. As he's pursuing what he thinks is an action hero movie, what's really happening is people are getting hurt, communities are being torn apart, people are afraid, and he is violating every day our values, not to mention our public safety and our strength. Donald Trump is reckless, chaotic, cruel, and deeply corrupt. And this is something I'm glad to see most Americans on both sides of the aisle together say that is wrong. And in addition to the fact, frankly, he's just wasting tens of millions of dollars that should be invested in local law enforcement agencies who really do need the resources.
Do you think this is an attempt to kind of normalize federal troops on the ground in major American cities?
You know, I remember the first time I got a chance to travel overseas and being stunned at countries that were not sharing our values, not sort of democracies, that had military people on streets with large arms and weapons and saying, thank God that's not America. Well, now we're seeing things happen in our country that I never imagined, from masked people jumping out of unmarked cars with no insignia showing whatsoever, dragging people off from churches and from court appearances. This is one of those times where this is not left or right, it is right or wrong. Will we speak up? Will we have the courage to say this shouldn't happen? Because the reality is in America, we know, as the great James Baldwin said after the false wrong arrest of Angela Davis, if they come for you in the morning, then they're going to come for me at night. When you take away other people's values anywhere, it's a threat to all of our shared precious values everywhere.
Do you expect, these legal fights over the president deploying National Guard to Oregon, Illinois, will end up going to the Supreme Court? And do you think the court would ultimately give the president wide latitude?
Look, I don't know. I do know that when his own appointees rule against them, as they have, he suddenly questions the legitimacy of even people he put on the bench. Donald Trump doesn't respect our judicial system at all. I don't know what the outcome is going to be with this very conservative-leaning court, but I do know that what Donald Trump says in his own words is he does not respect the separation of powers, he doesn't respect checks and balances. Donald Trump is dangerous, and we more and more need to realize that. And if you want to know an immediate danger, it's 22 to 30 million Americans losing their health insurance. It's our hospitals closing, clinics closing. He's literally a danger to our health and safety, and we're seeing it in real time.
What do you say to people in this country, who I'm sure you hear from every day, who feel demoralized, who feel like they don't recognize some of their neighbors or are concerned with the way things are going and feel demoralized?
Yeah, I think American history is a perpetual testimony to, in very dark and difficult times, us finding a way forward. American history is a celebration of us achieving impossible things against impossible odds. Suffragists were demoralized, union organizers were demoralized, civil rights activists were demoralized. God, they were demoralized after what happened at Stonewall. We are a country whose story is people in the midst of despair choosing to be agents of hope by their willingness to stand up. Donald Trump is a dark force in our country, but he cannot diminish our light, and our strength of our light is even magnified and multiplied when more of us come together. Remember what King said in a demoralizing time during the Civil Rights Movement. He said, what we're going to have to repent for is not the vitriolic words and violent actions of the bad people, it's the silence and inaction of the good people. Now is the time for more people to be standing up and speaking up, and that's why I'm trying to find more and more creative ways to fight as one American citizen who has the privilege of representing New Jersey here in the Senate.
Senator Cory Booker, I very much appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.